Hey guys, welcome to Matburn with Josh Hinger and Keenan Cornelius.
Also sometimes. This is Matburn with Josh Hinger and Keenan Cornelius, who's mostly the guest also sometimes.
Also sometimes with Keenan Cornelius.
Yeah, thanks for watching, or thanks for tuning in. We're going to be talking about all sorts of things, and this is sort of the pilot episode, so enjoy. I hope you liked the stuff we talked about. And this episode is brought to you by
Hard Rock Sports.
Keenan Online, changing the way you learn jiu-jitsu. Sign up today.
Oh, is that your line? Change the way you
It's just
learn.
what's on the website. I didn't personally type that, but
say it with a little more pizzazz.
changing the way. I think I'm a very good jiu-jitsu instructor, and my goal is to be one of the best. if
I
not
confirm.
the best.
I'll confirm. You're pretty good.
I think I will be the best jiu-jitsu instructor.
I enjoy learning from you.
And I would prefer that title over the title of people saying I was the best jiu-jitsu competitor to have ever lived. I would much rather be the best jiu-jitsu instructor to have ever lived, and that is my goal. And I'm achieving that goal day by day on KeenanOnline.com, serving the jiu-jitsu community and giving them articulate, understandable jiu-jitsu techniques that are competition proven by me on Josh. I've actually done these techniques to Josh in competition.
And I've done my techniques to Keenan
But this is
in
Matt Burns. This is
competition.
Josh Hinger's podcast idea. And I'm here as a guest supporting role and also a co-host because Josh doesn't know how to work computers.
You're a co-host.
I'm the co-host
Yes.
or the main host,
No.
depending on how you look at it.
I'm the main host. You're the co-host.
Well, you can be the judge of who talked more and led the conversation.
Just because you're the guest should talk more. That's the point. No one wants to talk to the host. The point is that the guest talks.
Yeah, that was great, Josh. You did really good.
Thanks.
As the host. Great
Thank
work.
you.
And
Don't be patronizing. Fuck.
I'm just kidding.
So one big problem that I have is, let's say a purple belt is teaching a technique, or maybe he got pressured into teaching because he's the highest belt, and let's say he can't think of anything to teach. So what does he do? He goes on YouTube and he looks up some YouTube techniques, and then he brings those YouTube techniques into the class and teaches them. And maybe it's not even what he does. Maybe he doesn't even. Maybe he's terrible at spider guard like me, and he goes and watches some YouTube tutorial on spider guard and then tries to teach it. That I'm not okay with. I think that's bad. Bad. But if you're a purple belt who, let's say, like, for example, Andy, he's a brown belt now, Andy Murasaki, but man, he was super good at certain moves, right? And if a purple belt is really good at some specific techniques and he teaches those to a class, and I don't know, maybe he's a world champion, I'm okay with that.
Right. So basically, it goes back to what I was saying about if you have proven it in competition, you should be able to teach it. Like if you're really good at one move in competition, you should teach it.
Yeah, I feel it's okay. It's okay for purple belts to teach if they're sticking to things that they know very well. And you know that you know something very well if you can successfully pull it off in competition. I think that's a good measuring stick for how well you can understand something and the ability to execute it. What I'm not okay with is like a purple belt who's really good at close guard and sucks at spider guard, and he watches some YouTube tutorial on some spider guard sweeps and then tries to teach those techniques, knowing full well that he's literally never done that in a competition and probably doesn't do it very much in sparring, unless he's like sparring with a white belt.
Yeah.
Right, but like let's say, for example, when you're sparring with a high-level competitor or like someone is super tough, you're probably going to stick to your A game, right? You're not going to play some guard that you're not very good at, right?
For the most part, I would say yes.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think you have to compete. Let's say my friend Evan, he trains with competitors all the time. Like he doesn't like competition. I don't think he likes the anxiety that it creates. But
I don't either, but I do it.
Sure. But like
I have no choice. It's my job.
Right. Same. But Evan's not afraid to train with anybody. You know what I mean? Like any black belt that comes into the academy, any badass brown belt or purple belt.
Yeah, that's true. So that's what turned me off to Henry Atkins is because he came and he wouldn't train.
Right. I heard that from a lot of people.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even do training rounds with anyone.
Like you got to roll with me, or like how can I?
So
respect
that's
you?
when I really start to think someone might be full of shit. Is when they refuse even to do training rounds. So for example, I had a friend up in the Bay Area.
There are a lot of Henry Atkins fans who really like his instructionals and think they're really good, but I just am not a believer, man. because he won't roll. Like if he comes and I talked about this I was mentioning this earlier. I talked about this on Reddit one time. Like, what is going on with that? Like, how can someone not roll or train with anyone and people can consider him to be a quality instructor?
Legit black belt.
And he responded and sent me like a video of him rolling with 2 people at the same time, like 2 people clearly like had no idea what they're doing and are probably letting him do well against them. Because if you've even rolled with 2 kids before, if you know, if 2 kids know what they're doing, and you try and roll with them, they will beat you.
Right. One will grab your ankles, and the other will jump on your back.
Yeah. It's like,
what can you do?
It's so difficult to roll against 2 people.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I've tried to do it against 2 white belts, and I still lost.
His response was to send back a video of him rolling with 2 people. And I'm like, dude, I know how hard it is to roll with 2 people, and I know you're not able to do this well against them. So why are you sending this to me? Like, this is more bullshit.
Henry sent you that.
He responded to it, or like someone sent it. I'm not sure. Like, he heard about it, definitely, and then someone sent it to me. Like, here's him rolling. Here's rolling footage.
Well, let's be honest. When you're training with 2 people, like you're just fucking around, right? You're not taking it very serious, and neither are they. Like, it's something to do that's fun and it's kind of experimental. Like, that's not real training, right? Those 2 people are probably not going 100%.
Oh no, it was clear that they were not.
Right.
And I think it
like, even if I was training with you and someone else.
I have actually fought the Rotoller Bros once for real.
At the same time
in front of the class, and I beat them. But I did it very strategically. I didn't let them get to like a 2-on-1 position on me. Like, I swiftly heel hooked one and then choked the other right after.
Right.
So I just like what I would do in like a 2-person fighting situation. I would not engage in 2 people.
How long ago was that?
This was like a year and a half ago.
So, fun fact about them, they're way stronger now.
Yeah, no, this was when they were still kids. They still had kid bodies.
I think right now, if I tried to fight both at the same time, they'd kill me.
Oh yeah, they're getting into their like teenage strength where they can start beating up men with man strength.
I trained with both of them just a few days ago, and I gave them 100% effort.
Oh yeah, they're getting so much bigger. And
I
better.
didn't.
This was like when they were like. This was probably 2 years ago. This was when they were like 12.
20 pounds less.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, if I had allowed them to get grips on me, there's no way I would have been able to do anything. Like, I just was like, okay, I have to basically kill one of them instantly.
Right.
For any chance to succeed. Have you ever played Chokeball? Remember Chokeball?
No.
You never played Chokeball with us back in the day?
What's Chokeball?
Oh my God, how do you not know what Chokeball is? Chokeball is like this it's kind of dangerous. But it's also kind of not dangerous.
Is it like rugby?
It's like rugby, but jiu-jitsu rugby. So you put everyone on the mat, and you have 2 teams.
You got to get the ball.
And you got to get the ball just to touch the other wall.
Yeah.
And everyone fights, and like
you can choke
people, and they have to tap. If they tap, they're out of the game.
They go to the side.
They go to the side.
Yeah. I've played this. Yeah.
And
just chokes, no arm bars and stuff like that.
You can do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that makes me nervous though, because what if you're holding onto an arm bar and then 2 other people come crashing on top of you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of trust involved. Like,
right.
You need to be careful, and that's why it's too dangerous for normal gyms. But like,
experts,
competition teams can get away. Like, if you have a competition team training, I think everyone trusts each other and knows each other well enough to pull it off. But like, you don't want a massive 60-person class playing chokeball,
right,
or anything like that.
Maybe like 5-on-5.
Yeah,
that's good.
But I always thought it was interesting. Yeah. So what were we talking about?
People that are legit need to spar.
Yeah. I think it's like, yeah, you got to spar, man. You got to spar, and you got to put yourself out there. Like, if you're going to put public techniques out there and try and influence jiu-jitsu.
So I was going to tell a story before you interrupted me earlier.
Okay.
So, yeah, I had a friend up in the Bay Area, and I would go visit them. And every time I would go to this, the academy was AKA, okay, Sunnyvale.
Okay.
And every time I would go there was a black belt instructor, and there was another black belt who owned the academy. And neither one of them would ever jump in the class that I was in. I went there multiple times. They would teach the class, and then they would sit on the side. And then they would tell their brown belts, go train with Josh. They'd tell some purple belt, go train with Josh. Hey, you, go train with Josh. They would give me rounds, but they would never actually jump in and train with me themselves. And that really irritated me. Like, that made me lose respect for them.
Where was this?
AKA Sunnyvale. I'll call it out. I don't care.
They wouldn't train with you, huh?
No, they wouldn't train with me.
Yeah, I find that so weird. So, most was this at a seminar?
No, just class. I showed up. I just was in the area with a friend. I showed up to train at the academy. I had been there many times before. I'd known some of the other students, and I would just participate in the class. I was a brown belt. I wasn't even a black belt. I was a brown belt. And I would just participate in the class, and then class would come to an end, and then we'd do just training rounds. And the professor would just sit on the side of the mat, cross his legs.
Was he injured or something?
Every time.
How many times did you train there?
I don't know, 3, 4, different occasions, like different months. Like, yeah, I don't know. I call bullshit, man.
Yeah.
He was scared. Like, he was scared.
If you're scared, or you're like, your ego is so fragile that you can't handle getting beat in front of your students.
Because I was a brown belt, right? That's a different factor, right? Is it when you?
Yeah, we got to remember too. Our experience is probably a lot different than most people's, because
for sure,
I think we've always been pretty good at jiu-jitsu, and I'm sure you've been tapping black belts ever since you were a purple belt or lower, right?
Yes.
Same. I was beating brown belts when I was a white belt.
I don't think I beat a brown belt when I was a white belt.
I was like 14, like doing really well against brown belts.
I got my blue belt in 4 months.
But these are like normal brown belts. They're not like competitive brown belts, you know. They're just normal dudes that are a brown belt. I'm not talking like a competitive.
Come in and train at night.
Yeah, IBJJF world champion brown belt. But like the level is just so different, and it's like I think it makes people uncomfortable when they. It puts like what jiu-jitsu can be in a different view in their eyes that they've probably never really experienced.
I wasn't even a competitor back when I was a brown belt. I never competed at brown belt. Like
really?
Once or twice. I did Grappler's Quest when I fought Jeff Monson the one time, and then I did.
Let's look at young Josh. How old were you back then?
No, let's not do this.
Let's look at it. Did this match not go well for you?
I mean, I lost it. No, it was a good match. I wasn't.
Oh my gosh, you're so tiny.
Considering I was like a lightweight, and this was 2010. And Jeff Monson was
this is nine years ago?
Yeah.
How old are you here?
Look 27? At the people in the background. Look, there's Jeff Glover. There's
Bill Cooper.
Bill Cooper.
And what's this guy's name?
Joao Assis.
No, this is
Milton Bastos.
Dang, you took him down.
I took him down.
Gotta see that again.
Watch, low single.
That low single, dude. Why don't you do that anymore?
I'm afraid of getting guillotined.
Yeah, you can't really shoot in jiu-jitsu effectively these days.
I understand the effectiveness of guillotines, and so I don't like to put myself at risk for them. But look what happened. Let's go back. Go back and watch that again. And tell me, when the referee says stops, am I still holding his ankles? He was kicking his legs frivolously.
Yeah.
I guess maybe I...
You kind of not. You're not. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I didn't. So, like, look, but watch when we restart. It's always kind of irked me. We did a restart, and I thought he was going to stay. Look at Josh Barnett in his corner. I wasn't even close, and he stood right back up. I did not expect that. I thought he was going to play guard because I know he's really
like a little boy, man.
He's really good at butterfly guard.
You look like the high school class bully. You know?
No.
You look like that kid.
I was a nice boy.
But you just look like Sid from Toy Story.
I don't know.
Sid, the mean kid who plays it. Don't you see that?
The one that tears the dolls
apart. You look like Sid from Toy Story, bro.
The one that rips off the doll heads and
he's just the mean.
It's the Frankenstein of toys.
But like you also look like that's what your face looks like, but then you look timid and like kind of scared.
Well, look at who I'm fighting. Look how scary that guy looks. Josh Barnett.
Kelly Slater back there too. Kelly Slater's watching you.
Josh Barnett's just like sitting there talking shit. You know how some people coach in a way that talks shit about the other guy?
Yeah.
Like oh, he's scared.
I heard Mario Hayes is like that.
Yes,
Portuguese.
That happened.
I don't speak Portuguese.
It happened at Worlds when everyone told me what Mario was saying to one of our guys.
Yeah,
it was kind of rude.
I heard he was saying like
he was saying rude things.
I heard that's how he coaches though. He's like he's like weak. Like what does he say?
Yeah,
he like says like demeaning things about the person, not like calling them names, but like
he's slow. He's slow. He's tired. He has nothing left. He doesn't want to be there.
Right.
He doesn't want to be there. Just finish
think that's like psychological. I think that's probably like a psychological coaching thing to try and like get in people's heads.
Hey, if this match with Jeff Monson was a fight to win, I won.
Why?
Because I had so many.
Look at your short little legs trying to. His head's just turning bright red.
It was impossible. Look, I felt this was like I was trying to triangle a dump truck.
Yeah.
You're
close. Like honestly, you're getting closer than I thought you would. Like just maintaining these. You're good at jiu-jitsu, dude. You had a good guard. What happened? What happened to your guard, bro?
Look at this armbar. Had it. He's like, no. I'm just going to stand up and shake you off. To be honest, man, I thought he was going to stay down and play some guard, and that's what I was hoping for.
Jeff Monson doesn't play guard, bro.
He has a really good butterfly
He's
guard.
just been around forever. He was like just him and Dean Lister were just the only Americans doing anything.
Whoever won ADCC.
Oh, Jeff won ADCC?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He was ADCC champion.
Rubber guard? Are you using some rubber guard, bro?
Rubber guard, man. Against.
It looks like you're about to pull off a Hindolutine.
No.
You know what the Hindolutine?
Yeah, I know what it is. It didn't even exist. This is 2010, man.
Hindolutine.
This is almost 10 years ago.
Wow, great times, right?
Yeah. Anyways, why did I bring this up? Why did we bring this up?
About competing, or like I was saying that if you're going to be like what we're basing people's reactions to us wanting to train with them and them not training with us, we've always been training with people and we always know we've done well, where they have not experienced that same thing.
But there was a reason why I brought up Jeff Monson.
Probably just to show off or something.
No.
Classic, Josh.
Okay, I tried to break my own leg off right here, trying to put my foot in front of his face.
Yeah, your knee looks like it's...
So check it out.
Bro, what is this flexibility,
look at,
bro?
No, watch. When I fought Lovato, if I twin, I did this exact same thing, but I popped my knee right there on the outside of the knee.
That's not as flexible as you once were, huh?
Yeah, I was so close, bro.
The omoplata was the right choice here.
But look,
what happens?
He's just gonna Hulk out.
You can't Hulk out of a good omoplata, though. You should figure four your legs immediately.
I know.
You didn't know anything.
I was a stupid brown belt.
If you figure four it immediately right here, you would have won this fight.
Yeah, you're probably right.
If you had figure four it and then hooked his arm like that, it was over.
Yeah, I agree. I fucked up.
You fucked up, bro. That could have been your chance.
I ended up losing the match 5-2.
I'm surprised you stayed in the omoplata so long. Yeah, you just need to figure four and then just hug the hips.
I was also pretty exhausted.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just like, it's always easy to look back and say, do this. But
earlier in the day,
this was a short match. 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Manto Man.
Grappler's Quest.
Alberto's back in there. Dude, he's been around forever.
So, I fought Bill Cooper earlier that day in the weight class, and that was my third match of the open class.
Man, what was I doing in 2010?
Keenan Cornelius, 2010.
Does it search like that?
Good. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, this is I lost to Jordan Schultz at Worlds this year.
Oh, interesting.
I was Gracie Baja, dude. I was Gracie Baja for this World, yeah.
You were Gracie Baja?
I was Gracie Baja for 1 month in Irvine. I moved there when I was 17. This is when I was 17.
At the HQ?
Yeah, the one in Irvine. I went there to pursue jiu-jitsu.
The headquarters. Not Ottavio didn't have a gym back yet.
Yeah, I trained with Ottavio and I trained with Chiron.
Ottavio was at HQ. Yes or no?
Yeah. I trained with him all the time.
Nice.
We used to train together a lot, and then we just trained together again recently for the first time in 9 years.
Shout out to Ottavio. He's one of the nicest guys ever. And
I don't know him too well personally, but he's always been cool.
Super nice guy.
And he has a son. He rolled with me, so it's like
right. He wasn't scared.
Instant respect.
He wasn't scared.
But I mean, obviously, because he's a competitor. Like all the people who compete, they do that. They're not afraid of it because it's like they compete, and that's why competition is so important to keep people in check and keep your ego in check. Like,
right.
People are like, oh, never try, never fail type mentality. Like, oh, I never did it, so I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know if I was good or not.
So
check out this triangle though. Check this out. This was slick. I have I still do this position. This back take with the figure four around the leg, and people try and turn into me.
But he couldn't turn into you.
They can't because you have the figure four on
right. But he has the underhook. He has the
he has the Sao Paulo pass, but you do this against the Sao Paulo pass, and then you can just break people's ribs here.
Yeah, the problem.
Triangle.
I'm pretty sure you've done this to me.
Oh yeah, I still do this. Look.
Yeah, definitely.
Watch. Boom. That was sneaky, right?
That was pretty slick. Yeah.
And this was back when I sucked.
I mean, never mind.
I won 3 fights.
Insert funny insult.
Dang, look at those abs. I was in shape back then. 2010. I was 17, dude.
So, tell me, what is your least favorite part of competition?
Competition's weird because I feel like I really have to go through months of conditioning my mindset for it to be comfortable there. I have to literally spend so much time convincing myself that it's going to be a good time. But if I go into it myself and if I'm just living normally, training, having fun, not thinking about the competition, and then I get there and I haven't thought about it or put any mental power into preparing my mindset, I feel nervous, I feel stressed, I feel like why am I even doing this? This isn't fun.
So you don't like to sign up for tournaments last minute? Like an open?
Sometimes I can trick my brain and sign up last minute and then kind of just be like, yeah, we're doing this right now. Fuck yeah.
So,
but normally it takes me a month of I I wake up, I'm going to train. I like put myself in the mindset of the tournament.
You have a purpose to train for.
Yeah, like I go to the mats, and then when I shake hands with people, I think about it being like shaking hands with the ref there. Like I try and mentally put myself there over and over and over again. So when I get there, I feel more comfortable with it, and I'm like. And I put myself in the mental mindset I want to be in for like the tournament. Like I want to be aggressive. Like I think about the other person, and I think like I'm going to fight hard against this person. I'm not going to worry as much about what they're going to do. I'm going to try and get to my positions right now. And I think of that when I'm training with someone, even if they're like a brown belt or a purple belt. I think about that, and I think about like being aggressive and dominating them. When normally I wouldn't do that. Normally when I'm training with people, I like let them do what they're going to do. I try and like engage, interact with their movements, use my movements against their best movements, and try and like learn how to beat it. I take like a much more passive training style that like lets me explore.
You're totally not answering my question.
I'm telling you how to prepare for competition.
What is your least favorite part about competition?
This is it. This is it. That I have to be someone I'm not in training. That's my least favorite part. I have to mentally prepare myself to do well and to feel good on competition day. And I have to, for a month or more, I have to be someone I'm not in training. My jiu-jitsu has to change to be an aggressive, dominant jiu-jitsu style where I try and beat people up and don't let them do anything and not let them have any space or do any sort of movement against me successfully. And I don't like that.
So your least favorite part about competition is the anxiety when you're unprepared mentally.
Yeah. I don't like going to competitions unprepared and feeling mentally like weak. I don't like going there and being like, fuck, like I don't feel like I'm just gonna beat this guy up.
You know what's a huge confidence factor for me is simply my conditioning.
Yeah, that's for me too.
If I'm in great condition, I feel I can go to a competition super easy. I can sign up last minute, I can show up, I can like stand there with confidence, I can feel good about like what's gonna happen. Like I don't feel a lot of anxiety.
Instagram break.
Yeah. And but if I'm not in good shape and I sign up for a tournament, then I feel a lot of stress. Like I feel like fuck. I think about like my strategy needs to be sharp, fast. I'm gonna have like 3 minutes of gas before I die, so I try to blitz the person in like the first 2 minutes. And if I win, I win, great. And if I lose, then
that's what you try and do. You try and blitz them.
I mean, I do this in every match. I try to blitz.
So this is what a lot of people do against me. I notice. They all do that. So a lot of people have that same style. They try really hard for 3 or 4 minutes, and if it doesn't work out, they start to peter off.
So check this out.
Does that happen to you?
I think they try to weather my 3-minute storm.
Okay, so you're the one bringing the heat.
Yeah, we're the opposite. Okay. That's like UNA. That's like when we train. Like if I don't get you in the first 2 minutes, I probably lose the match.
Yeah.
Right? Would you say that's how our training rounds usually are?
Yeah.
If I get the takedown,
or get the takedown and get on top,
and get on,
you have tempo.
To a smash position. Like if I get the takedown to a tight chest to chest position or to the back, probably gonna win. And I notice that you give up if I do that.
It's not that I give up, it's that I'm trying to learn how to beat that first.
You're trying to conserve your energy so that when we do the rematch after I tap you, that you're gonna get revenge.
Like I could just put here's the thing about our matches. Like I could just pull guard every match and just keep you at distance, and then like in Nogi it'll probably be like 50-50 if you get close enough to do something, you know. If I'm playing dirty and I want to just attack your glass ankles, I'll just dive for your feet.
Okay, do not tell the world about my ankles.
Dude, I'm just kidding. You don't have glass ankles, but it's easier for me to go for your feet than to try and get anything else because I'm better at leg locks than you. I just ain't.
Sure, I don't disagree with that.
So what I do is but I don't play that against you in training, right? Because I want to. You do when you want to win. I do when I want to win, but
Don't talk about training easy with me.
That was a patronizing way to say it, but what I mean is like I do this with everyone. I go into training with the intention to improve on something I want to work on, and with you have an incredibly challenging first 2 minutes of a fight, and rather than avoid it by pulling guard and not dealing with your strong things, I like to try
my strong things.
Your strong takedown,
like
my
biceps,
the pressure that you get into, and the threat of the guillotine if I do anything else. So it's like this like weird interaction in the beginning of our matches where it's like, okay, I can avoid this entirely by just pulling guard, but I want to get better at it because I'm going to face people where I won't be able to pull guard.
I'm also really good at managing the distance and not letting you make a grip and pull guard.
Yeah, for no-gi, that's hard too.
But
even in the gi, I'm saying in the gi too, though.
Yeah.
In the gi, it's much safer for me to pull guard and just not engage.
Fun fact: when you were fighting Marigali, and I was sitting with a bunch of Gutos guys, and I looked back and I said, "Guys, watch this." Marigali's going to blitz for 3 minutes, and Keenan's just going to, like, turtle and absorb and, like, defend and let Marigali blow his wad.
You said that?
Yeah, and I said Marigali's going to blow his wad, and then Keenan's going to sweep him, and that's going to be the match.
You really thought that?
I said that. I said it out loud.
Really close, though.
I put it into
Did you think it was going to be as bad as it was? Like with him on my back?
I got nervous with the loop choke.
Oh, the loop choke wasn't even a threat. The first back,
but he could have
ended the match. If he had got a second hook, it would have been over.
Yeah, but no, the loop choke was a threat. Come on, he could have gotten 2 from that if he had just gotten on top.
No, because the way I defend loop chokes, I always roll through all the way.
So you get on top.
So
again.
Because his hands are engaged, getting the choke, when we roll through to the point where he could get on top, he would have to let go too early. And no one's going to let go of the loop choke because they still think they might have it.
Yeah, got it.
So you roll 360 degrees before they have a chance to use their hands to base to get up. So I knew I was pretty safe there, and I knew that was the only thing he can really go for if my arms are underneath him in double unders.
The match literally happened just like I said it would.
Yeah.
Marigali blitz for 3 minutes.
I didn't think he was going to be on my back, though. I didn't think he would get that close to passing. But he did this really tricky thing with his foot, which I would like to highlight if I can get to flow grappling.
What is your favorite part about competition? Don't say winning. Obviously, it's winning. But, like, in a match.
The validation on Instagram after.
Oh, yeah? The podium picture?
Instagram validation.
Fun fact for all you social media experts out there. No photo will ever get as many likes as a podium photo with you in first place.
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
That's just the way it is. Podium photo. That maybe that should be people's motivation for competing. Get those Instagram likes. Everybody loves Instagram likes. You forgot your own password. Look at can people see that?
No, I took it off.
Oh. So, what do you think about before a match to get yourself fired up? How do you get fired up? I know you're not.
I was trying to talk about this earlier, and you cut me off over and over again.
I'm sorry, but I know you're not the fiery type. But
man, I don't know my login.
It's okay. How do you turn on the fire? I wrote an Instagram post about this like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, your Instagram posts are getting tediously long. Can you tone it down a little so I can like read them?
Yes.
They're becoming too long.
But like the thing is, I have to write naturally. I can't just like I can't force it. I gotta say what I start doing. I gotta say whatever I want to say.
You're a great writer. I want you to start verbalizing.
But I try to write genuinely and from the heart.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't read the whole thing anymore. I used to, and they're just too long for me now. Well, and I know a lot of people. You have a lot of fans who really like your long posts, and I see them talk about you everywhere. And people really like your mindset, and what you're saying is definitely good. But I just don't have the patience for you anymore. And I think that's just a personal thing, and it's not. I don't think it has anything to do with your writing. I'm just sick of you. That's all you have to say.
Okay, that's cool.
But yeah, to get myself hyped up, I actually don't. So most of my time is spent trying to calm down. I don't want to get hyped. I already feel so like I'm like trying to get that hide from that because I feel like I fight better when I can be focused and alert.
Yeah.
Ironically, I felt the most focused and alert in my Leandro Lowe match that I lost. Like I felt incredibly focused. I was not nervous whatsoever. I had a game plan that I wanted to stick to, and
you did it. I remember. I watched it go down.
I could have been more aggressive. And that was my mistake. I was so focused on the game plan, I executed it so perfectly that I didn't think it'd be so successful. It worked so well that I didn't try and like win a ref decision.
But Lowe legit ran away a lot during that match. He backed up out of that so many times. I could have won that ref decision if I had shot for takedowns during the stand-up portion because I knew he couldn't take me down with the strategy I implemented. And then if I had just shot in return, I probably could have got some advantages for near takedowns. But I just didn't. Did he almost sweep you?
No, I never got put on my butt at all. He came up on a single and I sprawled on it.
If you got put on your butt, it would be an advantage. There was no advantages.
Oh, yeah. There was never even... He didn't get anything near.
So one of the referees...
He made attempts.
So one of the referees was walking past me later in the day, and I grabbed onto them and I said, hey... I said, how could you possibly have chosen Lowe over in that match? And he goes, well, what did Keenan do? And I said, man, he pushed the pace the whole fight, and Lowe ran away for 10 minutes. And he goes, but Lowe almost swept him. And And I was like, but I don't remember that happening. To be honest, I have no recollection of that happening.
Yeah.
Did he?
I think part of why Leandro is so good competitively
he came up on a single.
Like, he understands that attempts there's like a third point.
There's a third advantage. It's an advantage.
There's advantage, and then there's the ghost advantage that Leandro Lowe gets.
The ghost advantage.
He gets them by just attempts that are really convincing attempts without actually doing anything.
He doesn't actually get the hips to the mat to earn the actual advantage.
Like, even though my body positioning never changed, like I'm still on top, my body is still aggressively angled, and he's attempting something on me, and I'm just blocking it. Just the attempt is worth something.
It's the ghost advantage.
And so because I didn't do that back, like all my attempts were with the intention to actually sweep him, but because I couldn't get to the position to do the final sweep, it wasn't as threatening. And like a lot of it too, I think is stylistic, because like if I pull guard and I'm playing a lapel guard, the lapel attack doesn't happen until I get my grips. So just because I'm aggressively trying to get the grips doesn't really look like I'm doing anything. But I am. Like, I'm fighting. Once I get my grip, I'm going to sweep. And that's why everyone fights so hard to not let me get my grips. Because once I get it, like, they know it's so dangerous. But
I'm not afraid of your grips.
Yeah.
Hey, if you could change the rules, how would you change them? Would you make the ghost advantage a real thing?
Put
another number on the board?
I like the IBJJF rules.
I do too.
I think they're really good. I just think that there's too much opportunity for referees to alter
referee subjectivity.
Yeah, there's just way too many opportunities where like a ref can be like, oh, that was an advantage, or that wasn't an advantage, and like that allows them to make fights even, so they can go to a ref decision if they wanted to, you know. And you know how then there's also like some refs will like do stuff just to like make it intense, like. They'll
they'll give a penalty when they want.
They'll wave something off just to make the fight even again.
Right.
Or they'll give an advantage to like tie up a fight. Like
or
they'll do that
a stalling penalty.
Yeah, or they're like, they do that, man, and they do it to like try and like make it close.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you doing that? Like, stop trying to make it like
it's not fair.
This isn't about you, bro. Just fucking do your job, please.
Yeah.
And don't try and make this about you. And that's like something people don't realize that they're doing, and I see it all the time. Or they'll give the advantage at the last second, like the match is over, they wait like a super long time while everyone comes in and resets, and it's like before they raise their hand, they'll look at the front board and be like, advantage, and then the fight's even, and the crowd's like, what?
Yeah,
he made the fight even. Now it's a ref decision. Who's it gonna go to? It's like, stop doing that.
So
let the competitors decide the outcome of the fight.
I really dislike the semifinals and finals of Worlds because they have the table referees that are on the microphone, and you literally have no idea what they're telling the referee in the center, right? And so you have the referee in the center and you have the corner referees. But what's the point of having the corner referees if you have a table of referees that are telling the center referee what to do? There's no transparency, and I don't like that. Look how young you look here. Oh my God.
It's just the hair. I look the same.
No, you look like a little baby.
This is 2013 though. So I was walking around like 180.
Look at that.
190.
Look at your face hasn't been that smooth in probably 5 years.
Smooth.
Look how you have those smooth baby cheeks. See, the Keenan I know always has a little scruff.
Yeah, I'm
and
scruffy.
You've been like that for the last 5 years.
Well, I was lean. Look at that bicep definition. Skinny little bitch I was.
Clearly, this is the Keenan show since we're just showing all your.
Well, I think legally I'm not allowed to use other people's videos. But this isn't my video. This is 5 gram thing. Like if you post something, you can't like, it'll get taken down for copyright if it's not your stuff. I think.
So you wouldn't change IBJJF rules at all?
I would say I would take out ref decisions. I think they should be decided in an overtime.
How about sudden death? Yeah.
I think overtime would be better.
2 minutes, sudden death, first to score, or finish out the 2 minutes and whoever wins. I say sudden death, first to score. Decisively, not advantages. Advantages are out in sudden death overtime. You have to secure points with a takedown or a guard pass or a sweep and stabilize in the second that you hold the position for 3 to 4 seconds or 6 if you're Keenan.
The problem is like it doesn't really change the fact that it might still be 0-0 at the end.
No, you go until it's done.
But what if it's like an hour?
It won't be. When does that ever happen?
So you just keep going until a position stabilizes. And is it by advantage or by points?
No advantages.
Only position. Only a
you
legitimate sweep or a legitimate takedown.
Yes.
That's the thing, too, is like takedowns are also subjective sometimes. Like they don't always give takedowns.
No, if you hold them down, I would say sudden death, sudden death, first round, you can do whatever you want. Maybe let's say it's 2 minutes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a second sudden death round, which is just takedowns. You're not allowed to pull guard. You have to get a takedown. First a takedown wins.
So what about if like there's no points? What if at the end of 2 minutes or at the end of 3 minutes or however long it's going to be, if you're in close guard on bottom, you win.
Because you have control.
You have control. You have him in close guard.
You have the offensive position.
But if you don't, you need to be on top to win. So at the end of 2 minutes, whoever's on top wins.
I like that.
So
you can pull guard.
So you can pull guard, but you have to end on top in 2 minutes, and the last person to be on top at the end of the fight or in close guard if you're on bottom wins.
Whoever has the control position at the end. I like that.
I think that's their ankles are closed. It's close guard. Time ran out. He won. He controlled you and got you in close
takes
guard.
Jiu-jitsu back to the self-defense
it takes away
aspect.
Because the easiest place to stall is in close guard, too.
Right.
So like people will strategically go into people's close guards to
kill the clock.
Yeah. And now they can't do that because if they stay there, it's too risky. They might get stuck.
Yeah, that would definitely incentivize the top competitor to get the fuck out of the close guard.
And then it's like, then people will go for takedowns more in the takedown round. But if one person knows they have better takedowns, they will pull and take their chances at the sweep rather than go for takedown. They can't stall in close guard, but the person on bottom wants to get them to close guard. Person on top has to try and stay on top. So it just creates like a lot of pressure on both people.
I like that.
And if you've been looking at the way that guards have been, like, look at Nicholas Maragali's guard, like, so aggressive. People can't even stay on top of him for any amount of time without getting submitted or swept instantly. I was the only one who was able to pull that off.
Stay on top of him.
And it was because of my unique lapel grip on his leg that I was doing.
I think it was because you kept diving into
double unders, yeah.
No. that was, and you know what's funny when you were doing that? I'd say, hey guys, that's the strategy I use against Keenan. Double unders, grab the belt,
hide from the danger.
Yeah, put your face on their balls.
The danger noodles, bro. You gotta avoid those danger noodles.
Yeah, it's kind of you gotta sacrifice your dignity to hang out in that position, right?
Yeah,
because you got their balls in your face.
But don't you think that's a good idea for like a sudden death? It's whoever ends up on top at the end or close guard.
Yeah, so you can pull guard.
Yeah,
because people get really pissed off when I take away their ability.
No,
to
you
pull
gotta
guard.
be able to win from guard because that's such an important part of jiu-jitsu. But the person on top can't stall in close guard.
One time I said I made a post about taking away guard pulling, and the comments were ridiculous. They were like, "You can't just do away with half of jiu-jitsu because you don't like it." And I said, "I'm not doing away with it. I'm just saying you need to fight for takedowns." And then
the problem is like, what is the problem with guard pulling? Why? What's wrong with it?
Think about the word guard. The word itself is a defensive word.
Okay.
You're guarding yourself against an
Everyone
attacker.
knows that guard
right?
can be very offensive, though.
Yes, it can be. But the point is, when you're on your back with your feet up, you're guarding yourself against an attacker. This goes back to self-defense, right?
I don't care who attacks me in the street. I could pull guard on them and defend myself with guard.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah. So what's the problem?
I'm just saying, I wasn't trying to do away with the guard.
Okay.
That was the point is I want to see people fight for takedowns, and then if you get taken down, then you got to use your guard because you got taken down, so you got to guard yourself against this attacker. These people were saying I tried to do away with guards.
But what's the point of that? Like, why do you want to get rid of it? To eliminate stalling?
Yes, because double guard pulls are fucking lame.
There's so much stalling in.
It's not stalling. It's just double guard pulling. It's both people want to play guard. It's fucking annoying.
Well, that got taken care of. Levi got double DQ'd for that this year.
At Worlds?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Against who?
Some guy. I don't know who. It was the second round, and they double guard pulled too many times. And
was it double DQ?
Double DQ. They both got taken out of the bracket.
I never even realized that happened.
Yeah, that happened. So like that's the only thing that they actually follow the 20-second rule on of stalling really well is two people sitting on their butts playing double guard. They will only give you 20 seconds 3 times. Anything else, they let it continue.
And watching your tying your belt, sorry.
Yeah. But like the stalling calls, it's like you don't have to be doing much to not get stalling calls. Like
yeah, you just gotta move.
You gotta just literally just do anything. Like any jiu-jitsu, like other than actually just running away without making grips at all.
Like when you're in the close guard, if you just stand up.
Yeah.
If you're trying to stall out in the close guard and you stand up like once every 15 seconds and pretend, and then you fall back down.
Yeah, and the thing is too, like even if you're on top stalling, if the other person is attacking aggressively because they have to, and they're like behind, it kind of like disguises your stalling. So like me stalling for the last like 3 minutes trying to just go to double unders, and like if he relaxes, yeah, I'll pass with the double unders, but mostly it was just to be safe, to like not.
He couldn't put a lasso in.
Yeah, to not get me to his sweep position, not get me to any position where he could come up on something and potentially sweep me in the last few seconds. So like if he did nothing, I might get a stalling call, but I'm already up 2 points, so it would take 3 stalling calls.
Right.
So that's what I was thinking. I was like, I can literally get 3 stalling calls. That's
you can hang out for a minute.
That's 60 seconds straight. Yeah. Like I just
assuming you did nothing.
Assuming I did absolutely nothing,
right.
and backed away. So it's like stalling. They don't follow up on stalling very effectively either. But that's because so many people just use double unders as their main source of passing, so they can't call it a stalling position because so many people just use that as their main thing.
Yeah. I'm an aggressive double under passer.
Because you pull them up onto your knees and that weird thing.
I get jacked up. I try to deadlift them.
Yeah. I mean, it can be a dangerous position, but it's also a very safe position, in my opinion.
Are you playing your Keenan online videos as advertisements?
They're not advertisements, dude. I'm just giving them something to background and watching the background without having it getting pulled off YouTube or wherever you post this.
Okay.
Because I won't copyright strike you for it.
You're not. You want me to post this?
Whoever wants to post it. If you want to post it, you can post it. This was your idea for a podcast.
Yeah, just so you guys know, I'm starting a podcast. This is
a pilot episode.
This is the pilot episode.
All of my equipment.
Yes.
Because he didn't know what nobody's doing.
Yeah, I'm still coming up with a name. I don't have a name. I don't have an intro song.
Tell him the name that you were going to go with.
I'm dabbling with the name Matburn.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
Should it just straight Matburn? That's it. Like no subtitle, no like.
Matburn with Josh Hinger, if you want.
Matburn with Hinger, BJJ. Okay.
You're trying to
I like it. I need a little like 10-second jingle too to start off episodes.
I think you need me on Matburn as a co-host.
Well, I think so. Like, I don't want to just talk about Joe Rogan right now, but because Joe Rogan's kind of my hero. But you could be like Brandon Schwab. You're like the guy that I bring in pretty much.
I feel like I'm Joe Rogan, and you're
Brandon
Schwab.
I mean, maybe you do smoke a lot of weed, but I'm just kidding. Keenan does not do drugs.
No, I do for to help me sleep sometimes, and it does help a lot.
You use drugs, Keenan?
It's not. I use medical marijuana. Yeah. To help
if USADA tested you, would you pass a test with that stuff in your system?
Yeah, so I actually looked into that.
Question about USADA.
I was going to win Worlds this year, so I checked to see if
they test for THC.
They test for THC, and they test. I don't know what.
Come on, let's be honest. Every single Worlds finalist would fail if they tested for THC.
They do test for it, but this measurement, this NG in blood test, like I don't know what an NG is. Well, anyways, like
so
they test to like a very small amount that can be in your bloodstream, to the point that like you would have to literally have smoked or used marijuana the day of the competition, basically, or like 2 days before.
Nick Diaz got suspended for that from the UFC.
Exactly.
Right?
So he basically was high during the fight.
That day.
Like they just don't want you fighting high.
Got it.
You know.
Okay.
But for me, I had really bad insomnia for years.
I'm not gonna lie, I do the same thing.
Yeah, like I could not sleep.
Edibles.
Man. I can't sleep with phones and like all the entertainment that's available at night. It's like I know you're supposed to put your phone down, but it's just you don't.
Yeah,
how are you supposed to fall asleep?
You got fan mail to respond
there's
to.
just too much engagement on my phone and on computers, or if I'm like watching a Netflix show or something, I can't sleep. So I would stay up super late. It would fuck with my day. Like I wouldn't be able to wake up on time for training, and I would miss it.
Let's talk about that.
So I started using edibles to like knock me out. Like I would take an edible, and I was never a casual weed user until this year. And then I started doing that, helped me sleep, and it helped me sleep through the night so well that I was like, oh my God, like I need this.
It's good sleep, huh?
I can sleep.
Yeah,
and it's real sleep. It's not like...
And you can fall asleep within 5 minutes.
Yeah, like you're just out. The second you close your eyes, you're just out. And it just helps me so much. So.
And the bed feels really comfortable.
Yeah, I use it. I think like it's really nice.
There's a difference between use and abuse, and that's what some people don't understand.
Yeah, I've started to abuse it now. I have a problem now because...
If you wake up in the morning and you go to it, that's abuse.
Yeah, I still use it only to help me sleep, but I kind of enjoy my nightly sessions too much, to the point where it's like, if there are snacks in the house, there will be no more snacks at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And I think that's unhealthy, and I should probably not.
That's why you're looking so thick these days.
Oh yeah, I'm like 210 right now.
On the gain train.
Yeah, but I've been lifting. But yeah, I definitely eat too many sugary treats at night, and I just wish that they weren't in my house because I don't buy them. Someone else buys them and puts them in here, and I don't want them here.
So I definitely buy snacks.
Yeah, I don't buy them.
Knowing full well that I'm going to
see. That's why it's important to only use it at night, so you're not tempted by the evil snacks at any other point of the day. And then but if they're in my house, and then I've suddenly just become one with my munchies. I can't avoid them, dude. I don't know how. I need better willpower or something. So that's the only problem. But I didn't use it at all for a month before Worlds because I was worried about testing for it inaccurately. So I wasn't going to use it, and I did notice that my sleep started to retrograde back to where it was before.
Like shitty sleep.
Shitty sleep. Yeah.
Okay. Did you notice that you had extremely vivid dreams when you stopped using it?
I didn't notice that, but now that I think about it, you're right.
They're very vivid. So this always happens to me when I go through my detox week. So
you have a detox week?
Yeah, every once a month or something. Once every other month, I'll definitely just take a week and don't touch anything. I just
Make sure you're talking into them.
I detox from caffeine, from gummies, from.
I need to do that.
Yeah, and it's a few nights of restless sleep, but also not drinking coffee all day helps you sleep, so it kind of balances out. But definitely, my dreams are super vivid.
I feel like weed is the yin to my coffee yang, or vice versa.
Yeah, definitely. Right. It's like people who use cocaine and then they smoke weed to bring themselves back down to earth.
Really?
When they're just, I don't know. I've never done this, but
so cocaine is very prevalent in as a kid. I did not think cocaine would be a prevalent substance in the adult world. But it's a lot of people use that if you party.
It's a party drug for people who have money to burn extra money.
Yeah, I never knew that.
It's expensive.
I don't party, but
I don't know.
It just seems like it's around.
Let me just clarify. I know it's expensive because I had a friend who used to do it. I've never done cocaine. I've actually never done any drug at all except THC.
Me too. I accidentally took Adderall once. I admit it was an accident, though. Someone actually drugged me.
Seriously?
Yeah.
How did you feel?
I played Risk for 9 hours straight.
You were super focused on Risk.
All night, and we played it all night. And
Risk is a really great game.
He told me, this person who drugged me, he said that it was a caffeine pill and that we were going to go hang out with some other friends at a bar or something. This was a long time ago.
I cannot imagine you at a bar.
19. Yeah, I don't do bars. I've been to some clubs, but I don't like drinking alcohol casually. It doesn't. I don't like it.
Alcohol is poison. I don't understand why anyone drinks it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's such a lethal drug too.
Think of how many people have died from alcohol.
It's so dangerous, and I don't know why.
How many people have died?
Can't take it away from people.
How many people have gotten in fights or ruined relationships?
But look what happens if you try to take it away.
How many lives have been destroyed because of alcohol?
It's terrible. I don't understand, but it's such an important social lubricant that it can't be taken away from our society.
Right. But there's a huge stigma behind cannabis. And how many people have died from cannabis use?
Well, there are because it is a federally class 1 drug, they couldn't do actual real tests on it. So anything that you hear is purely anecdotal and not scientifically proven.
Until now.
Now they can do tests on it. We'll find out for real, and then everyone will have to acknowledge the data.
I mean, I'm sure there's been a driving death because someone was driving while they were high, but
you can't really tell.
Overdose? No. Sorry. Smoke a pound of weed, you fall asleep for 3 days.
I personally would never drive high. I don't feel comfortable doing it. Mainly because I think about how intensely stressful it would be if I got pulled over and I had to talk to someone.
So you don't drive high not out of fear of maybe killing someone on accident, but out of fear of being able to talk to an officer.
No, I feel like I can drive perfectly fine. I feel like my motor skills are totally intact, totally fine. I literally just would not want to have to talk to a police officer while I was high. I don't want to talk to anyone while I'm high. Yeah, but me and you, we are introverted in that sense.
Let alone a police officer.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
And the thing is, we know a lot of police officers, and I've been pulled over a few times by our friends who are police officers, and I hate that they do that to me.
They pull you over?
Brian?
Brian's
pulled me over. He's pulled me over before. I hope he can't get in trouble for that. I was doing something wrong, and he pulled me over. I don't know.
You definitely look suspicious.
I looked suspicious, and he pulled me over. But I hate that, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to deal with it.
Brian told me a really funny story. He goes, on New Year's, just so you guys know, Brian is a recently promoted black belt at Optus HQ, and he is on the SWAT team for SDPD, and he was working on New Year's as Overwatch. And Overwatch is, I think there's 5 or 6 2-man teams who stake out on top of buildings throughout downtown San Diego, and they watch down below what's going on for many reasons. I think what they try to do is direct the officers who are on the ground to someone who's causing a problem, right? Because they can see from up above. And just in case, I don't know, there's like a mass shooting or something, and the snipers can like take the fool out. So Brian was telling me, he was like, scanning the streets, and then he went by a window. There was an open window, and he said there was a bunch of people in the room dressed up in furry suits.
They were furries?
Yeah, they dressed up in furry suits, and they were like messing around with each other. And then, of course, he didn't keep looking, but he also said they turned the light off. So maybe he would have kept looking if they kept the light on. I don't know. That's between him and his partner. But
I met a furry once.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny that people actually do that.
I met a furry in a shopping center. I took a picture with them.
But they were dressed up in the suit at the shopping center.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So it's like, but I wasn't sure if he was doing it ironically or unironically, Because I feel like that's something I would do. I feel like I would dress up in a furry suit to be ironic.
Just to troll people.
Yeah, like to not actually be into that, but then I understand that it's also a very real sexual preference. Is it not?
That was super weird. I have a video of you without your shirt on.
I tend to not, when I have to do these intro videos, sometimes I'm shirtless.
Talking about sexual preferences.
But look how many views
here you are.
It lures them in.
Here you are, shirtless,
Sex sells, man.
Talking to your camera.
How can you resist these traps? These little 1-inch traps I've got going on.
I bet you would have way more followers and fans if you posted more booty pics on your Instagram.
Booty pics.
That seems to be the thing that people do.
Let's talk about social media, man.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Social media is the weirdest thing to hit our social.
I would like everyone to go watch The American Meme on Netflix. It's all about people who make a living doing social media. Mostly Paris Hilton, the fat Jewish. Man, it's super interesting. It's super interesting because it's all these people who have millions of followers. Like Paris was probably the original, right? Social media queen who made a living doing nothing except posting social media content.
Who?
Paris Hilton.
Is it really?
Paris Hilton, yeah. She was
a social media queen?
I'm pretty sure she...
Are you thinking about Perez Hilton?
Perez Hilton?
Wait, there's another guy I think you're talking about.
No, Paris... Bro, go watch...
social media?
Paris Hilton...
Paris Hilton did not use social media.
Then why is she the main star of The American Meme? Anyways, I recommend everyone goes watch the...
Well, a meme is not necessarily social media. She was...
It has nothing to do with...
She was maybe the first
It has nothing
meme for like what she did.
It has nothing to do with memes. It has to do with people who make a living posting social media content. That's it. They post content and they talk about this, and it's very interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, she's on Instagram, right? She has like 10 million followers.
Yeah. So like,
and her and
me and you were talking about, you were tripping out about how basically me and you are influencers, technically.
Right. Like, our job is to post social media content.
So weird, right?
Right.
And you don't have to, but it's just like, it's so much more beneficial if you do. You can't avoid it.
You can make a living in jiu-jitsu if you post social media content. It's very difficult to make a living in jiu-jitsu if you don't post social media content. And the thing is, we need to compete in order to produce content because the competition validates our content.
Yep.
Right? But of course, there are a lot of people who post non-competitive social media content about jiu-jitsu on YouTube, and some of these...
they compete.
No, I'm saying even if they don't compete, they still have...
Like who? Like AJ Agazar?
What's one of those YouTube videos or channels that's been around forever that has just like a bajillion...
Submissions 101, maybe?
Right, exactly. Been around forever, right? How many subscribers do they have?
Are they even still around? Not that many. 167. A good example of
167,000
is someone who doesn't really compete. He's competed in like...
Right.
But
I'm gonna give a shout out to Jason Scully because he's a cool dude.
So this is like Jason Scully is someone who's taught so much.
I get a little residual.
I'm rolling my eyes right now.
I get a little residual from that.
You want me to post this on my YouTube? You disgusting.
Okay, guys, make sure you check out Keenan online.
Competition tested techniques against the best Brazilians in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Just Brazilians?
I don't fight Americans. When was the last American you fought? There's none of them out there, dude. The last American I fought was Tanner Rice.
I was going to say one of the last Americans I fought was Tanner Rice.
Yeah, because
but
that's the only other
actually,
big American.
The truth is it was you. Because I fought Tanner Rice right before I fought you at American Nationals. Speaking of American Nationals, are you going?
To do what?
To go to American Nationals.
To watch? I'll think I'll be there that week. It's the 30th?
It's last weekend in June.
Yeah, I have a seminar in Las Vegas on the 30th.
You're not gonna.
I might stop by. I don't know.
Go get some points, bro.
I can't compete, bro. I have a broken rib, bro.
Does everyone know that? Did you tell the world? I didn't even know you hurt your rib with low.
I posted on my Instagram story and then Phil Grappling reposted it, so the people who wanted to know knew.
So what happened?
How I heard it?
Yeah.
There was a point in the match where he knew and I knew that if I got his leg, the match was going to be over. I was going to get a sweep. And he knew that, and I knew that. And I grabbed the leg, and he sprawled the leg back. And I was like, this is the moment. This is the deciding moment of the match where I can actually score. If I get his leg to here.
You had to bicep curl his leg.
I had to bicep curl his leg and curl my body to his leg at the same time.
Uh-huh.
And I said, okay, I will put every ounce of my being into getting his leg. And I pulled his leg, and he sprawled his leg. And then I kept pulling. And then instead of his leg coming to me, my rib just popped out towards his leg.
Your rib was reaching for his leg.
My rib got pulled to his leg instead. So I was like crunching and pulling, and then my rib just popped from the intense force, and then it hurt. I hurt myself because his sprawl was just immensely strong, and I couldn't get his leg.
Does it still hurt?
Yeah, it still hurts, but I've been working out. I've been lifting a little here and there, trying to stay strong and eating a lot of healthy foods and a lot of unhealthy foods as well to balance it out. And then, I predict like 3 more weeks before I can start training light again.
And then that's when you're going to start training for ADCC?
Yeah.
You excited for that?
Yeah. Speaking of ADCC, me and you are in the same division, aren't we?
That's no secret.
So, hypothetically speaking, if I was still at Autos, would you, knowing that we would fight in the second round, would you train with me?
Yes.
Would we train as much as we used to, or would we train less? Do you think?
I think it would be the same. I think it would be normal. Not more, not less. I think it would be normal.
Right. And so...
Because it's different, though, because we fought before in competition. So really, it's not that big of a deal. We've fought, just so everyone knows.
I've fought some people in competition. It's been very weird after.
Keenan and I have battled in competition 4 times.
And do you think that is an American thing, or do you think that's just a me and you thing? Do you think Americans are more likely to not have it bother them competing in competition?
I think Americans are more likely to compete with each other than Brazilians.
And
I don't know if that's true. I retract that statement.
It doesn't really work because there's less Americans, right?
I retract that statement.
Like we were saying, who are the Americans in the above lightweight division? Like me, you, and Tanner. Where are there more? Like that medal at any opens or anything? Like Dom medals, but he just got onto the scene. Liera is middle.
Yeah.
Where are they, man? Where are the Americans? Mikey's leading the charge. James Popolo. But there's like probably 10 total.
Yeah.
There's like 10 total Americans that are competing and like doing stuff.
At black belt. At black belt, gi and no gi.
Yeah. But I think a lot of the reason that people
Lovato
as well, but he's not competing in jiu-jitsu anymore. He's an MMA guy. But a lot of the reason I think people are...
Aside from the fact that I just competed against him.
Oh, right.
Like
I guess he does still
6 months ago.
Okay, he has done a few, hasn't he? I was just thinking like bracketed tournaments he hasn't done.
Right. I think he likes to do Master Worlds sometimes.
Okay, let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about Let's talk about how...
Where are all the Americans?
What would change, like, if me and you didn't train together versus if we did train together? What would change when we actually met in the quarterfinals of ADCC? Would the match be any different? Like if we didn't train versus if we did?
I think yes.
Which would benefit you more?
I think when we train together a lot, we get into we tend to find ourselves in the same situations.
It's like a
right?
rhythm.
Yeah.
A rhythmic thing where we reach the same impasse of the match at each time, and then one of us triumphs at that impasse that we reach when the match plays out how it always plays out.
Right.
And so...
And if we never trained together and then we went to compete...
Neither of us would know, and it would still be random.
It would be a hot scramble, I think.
Right, so...
I think if we didn't train together, the match in ADCC would end in a decisive way. Someone will catch the other person for sure.
But if we did train together, it might be more.
It'll be a tighter match. Yeah, it'll come down. So I think that's why people who have to fight with their teammates may be inclined not to train with those teammates because they don't want it to come down to a tight match. Or is it better for the friendship when the match is close, as opposed to one friend whooping the other friend?
Yeah.
To save the ego, right? Like
right.
If one friend whoops the other friend,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of an ego bruise for the guy who lost.
For sure.
If it's a tight match and it comes down to an
I know
advantage,
people are worried about like say me and you competed and I like had some trick that just like exploits your weaknesses that I've only discovered from training with you for so long, and I know that I can use this one trick to just totally fuck up your whole
but
game.
I know that you know about that trick.
Yeah, but I can still do it.
And I can try to.
It's like a huge weakness.
But I can try to hide it from you.
So hypothetically speaking, if you had a huge weakness in your game that I knew about, and I was just going to use it to beat you, and like you knew that it was maybe a 70% chance that I'd pull off this trick because you're so weak in this position, would you still train with me?
Yeah, because I want to try to figure out how to not get caught in that thing.
Okay. So what is the point of not training with each other? Is it like Okay, here's the third thing. If you're training with each other, we've just been giving J Skulls free advertising this whole time. Let's get back to home base.
Yeah, let's throw a Hinger BGA video up there.
Okay, you have some.
Yeah, let's see what we got. No, a jiu-jitsu match. I guess. I mean, this one's cool too.
So the third thing is like, okay, say we're training together, and I have a secret move that I've never done to you, and I keep it a secret, but I know it's going to work on you because I saw an opportunity for it to work, and I don't do it the whole match, and then I do it at ADCC.
But like, how many?
Is that fucked up?
No, of course
Then
not.
would you still train with me if you knew that I was going to do that?
If you were hiding a secret move,
Yeah.
I would. But then I would watch you train with other people too. I would watch you closely when you train with other people, so I can see what you're doing to them.
Okay, so this happened to me before. I'm going to tell you about it.
Okay.
Because I've told everyone about this. I've never spoken to Keenan personally about this, but I did do this.
To Keenan. At ADCC.
And it wasn't that I had a secret move. It's just that I knew he didn't have good leg locks yet. Now he has great leg lock.
Right.
But at the time, I had to fight Keenan at ADCC in the semifinals. And when we trained...
Semi or quarter?
Quarterfinals. We were like early, second round. I don't know even
Quarter.
if it's at that point. But I knew we had to fight. I was down to train with him, no big deal. He was down to train with me. And honestly, he fucked me up in the training camp. Like, I did not do well against Keenan in training.
Yeah.
He out-wrestled me. He was he felt stronger than me. If I played guard, it was very difficult to sweep him. But I knew that I had better leg locks, so I would like not do leg locks and just accept my ass beating in the training. And like I didn't do leg locks very often because I knew we had to fight and I knew he was so tough. And I did do leg locks on him a few times, but it was just I found success with him in the training, so I didn't do them anymore. And then when we went to the competition, I went for a leg lock and I got him with a leg lock.
You got him with the heel hook, right?
Is that fucked up?
No, I don't think so. Why would that? Fucked up is definitely the wrong word to use.
Well, first I'd like to point out that I had no other choice. We had to fight each other.
Right.
And I like training with Keenan.
Right.
And
is it fucked up for me to train with someone? Let me just come up with a random name. Not you, but like not anyone that we all know. But like, let's say there's a black belt who comes to Atos or my team, not your team, and I don't use guillotines against that person ever in training.
Okay.
And then I know. Like, for example, there's a guy who won the European trials who I've trained.
And it's not like Keenan doesn't know I have good leg locks. Like
right. Exactly. You should. It should be assumed that at your level, you're probably good at everything, right? To some comparatively, you're good at everything, right? Even if it's the worst part of your game, you're still probably better at it than 99.9% of jiu-jitsu competitors.
That's fair.
Okay.
Generous. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What are you saying about the guillotine guy?
So is it fair for me to not to go through an entire training camp training with someone who I know I will compete against, and I don't try to guillotine them not once in the whole training camp, and then in the competition I try to guillotine them? Is that fucked up?
No.
No, of course not.
I think like
it's a strategy. What's the name of the game? It's a strategy. Jiu-jitsu is a strategy game.
Like, can you fight your teammates, and can you do it in a way that doesn't hurt anyone's feelings, and can you do it in a way that both people feel fine with what happened? Regardless of
if someone doesn't feel fine with it, they have a fucking ego problem.
Like, I would train with anyone I'm going to fight against because I just believe that if I'm going to win, it's going to be because I'm better, not because of any sort of subterfuge that you could pull off, or any sort of like.
The best man should win. That's the way it should be.
Right. The only situation where I feel like that might be different is the one situation that I laid out where I didn't do heel hooks to Keenan. And it was because he was new to no-gi. He hadn't competed in no-gi very much. He didn't know the heel hook game.
Right.
Yeah. And he still did very well at the competition. He submitted Pablo Popovich. And then he did really well in no-gi the year after.
Just want everyone to know that Keenan submitted Pablo Popovich with the Hinger team that I taught him.
That's the Keenan team.
No, it's
the
not.
Keenan team is a little different than the Hinger.
Keenan admits that I taught him the guillotine people.
Even in the gi? When he does the gi?
He almost got the guillotine against Lowe.
He did it on Philippe Andrew.
Oh, it's Keenan. Did he take out Philippe Andrew?
He did it at Europeans.
Who beat Philippe Andrew?
In the
Someone.
Open, Buchecha did in the court semifinals.
So, it was some guy from Marcelo Garcia.
I'm not sure what happened in the division.
Anyways, I thought Philippe Andrew was going to have a good tournament. I was expecting to see him in the finals.
I just feel slightly guilty about not doing heel hooks to Keenan.
I don't think you
I
should.
should feel guilty about
No. Are you going to feel guilty for trying a heel hook against me?
I'm not going to fight you. Well, actually, we're on opposite sides. We could meet in the finals, and I would try and heel hook you.
And I would try to literally do anything to you also.
Would you fish hook me?
Yeah.
Would you
For
slam
ADCC, yeah.
What about this? So say I have you in a super deep triangle, and you know slams are illegal, and you know that
Are legal or illegal?
They're legal.
They are legal.
Yeah, you can slam out of submissions. So if I put you in a super deep triangle, and this triangle's tight, and you realize with your gorilla man strength that you've accumulated over your 47 years on this earth, you lift me over your head, and at that moment, I look at you, and we make eye contact, and you just see fear in my eyes. And I know you're about to do it, and you're about to kill me.
You know what? You know why?
I die.
You know why I won't feel bad?
Why?
Because you had the option of letting the triangle go, and you chose not to.
And it's just like this look of just like sad acceptance that I fucked up, and it's my fault that I'm about to die.
I don't understand why you wouldn't let go of the triangle, knowing what's about to happen.
It's my ADCC. It's my first ADCC gold medal.
That's your ego.
I'm just betting it on me not dying from this slam.
So that's your ego.
Yeah.
Then
it's my warrior spirit.
You have to accept that.
I accept it. I already said I willingly accept the sadness of that situation. I want to know if you would feel bad for killing me.
I would not, because I will hold you.
I'm literally dead on the mat after you've killed me.
You're gonna die?
Yes. The slam kills me. My brain crystals get dislodged.
Am I going to face prosecution for this?
No, it was legal in the
manslaughter. No. Nothing. No repercussions. You just
killed your friend for a gold medal. Would you do it?
I wouldn't say I killed my friend. I would say my friend accepted death because he had the option of exiting the position at any moment when he was in the air.
Well, I just want you to know that if I had you in a crucifix neck crank and you didn't tap, and I knew I was going to kill you and break your neck because you're just being stubborn, I wouldn't finish it.
But are you winning by points? Like, are you going to win no matter what?
Yeah, I want.
So that's why. Yeah, you didn't want to kill me because you're winning by points. Okay.
If I started hearing your neck crunch and you were ahead by points, I would not keep breaking your neck to try and win.
Okay, so
I would not cause permanent neck damage to you for a gold medal. No.
When I'm lifting you up in the air and I'm about to kill you, who's winning on points?
It's time.
But I need to get out of the triangle because you're going to finish me if I don't get out of it.
We don't know that.
So I guess
it feels tight, but you never know.
How tight is it, percentage?
Well, you have me in the air, so I mean, how tight can a triangle be if I'm in the air?
How much time is left?
2 minutes.
I would definitely try to pop my head out. If I didn't want to kill you, I would try to pop my head out, go to omoplata, and just hang out there.
I would just let go. I wouldn't hang on.
If I lift you all the way up in the air,
yeah, I would let go.
You should. That would be the smartest thing to do. Yeah.
Because I wouldn't trust you to not slam me. I feel like I know for a fact you would try and slam me. And that's why I wouldn't do it.
It's the finals of ADCC.
That's why I just don't trust anyone.
Why don't you just try to break the fall with one of your hands? Hold your shin with one hand.
Well, first of all, I would never let you pick me up in the air fully. I would underhook your leg.
Yeah, that was your fault for having shitty technique. Yeah, long. You're definitely not too heavy. I can pick you up.
Now I know that you would kill me for a gold medal.
I never said I would kill you.
Makes me feel better about fighting you. That's all.
Would you inside heel hook me and tear my knee to shreds if I didn't tap?
On inside heel hook 2, I would also.
You give me a chance to tap.
I would give you a chance to tap. Yeah.
And then if I don't tap,
I would look at you and go, and it
shrug.
I'd shrug and be like, sorry, it'll heal.
And you don't feel bad because you gave me a chance to tap, right? So when I pick you up in the air,
but it also doesn't murder you. Like if there was a button on your
I mean, you might as well murder me.
I scratch my balls. Sorry.
You might as well murder me if you're doing an inside heel hook someone who's 37 years old. That's the end of my career. I would never make a comeback. That's the problem I face these days. I'm at that age where if I sustain a major injury, it's going to end my competitive career.
That's why it's important for you to have other stuff like this podcast that you're starting.
Yes, the Matburn.
Work towards.
Matburn.
Andre loves training like this, like drills more than sparring. I just love sparring, man.
I know. That's why you and him don't get
That's
along.
why we don't get. Hey, that's me. That's JJ.
You guys get along. You guys get along great as friends. You just don't get along great as
coach.
Coach.
Student type situation
Yeah.
because I just don't like that at
Well,
all.
because you don't like authority.
Yeah.
Guys, just so everyone knows, Keenan is no longer with Autos because he doesn't like authority. That's it. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to that. You don't like authority.
I think authority is fine in certain circumstances. I do think authority is important. I don't think authority is good when it controls someone's desires to live how they want to live. Like if it's not affecting people.
I just did the
My
Kenny
choice.
Jewel podcast when I talked about you and
Yeah,
Autos,
and you
and I
misrepresented what
definitely
happened.
said to everyone that they should do what makes them happy, and if they're unhappy in their life, that they should change something in their life and do whatever it is that makes them happy.
You fought Gabriel Arges?
I did at ACB. It was actually a really good match.
He's really good.
He's tough, yeah.
He's like incredibly good. Like
Well, I know he's
when
two-time world champion
When I
in the
rolled
gi.
with him, he's like the most technical grappler I've ever trained with.
He beat me in the first round. It was 3 5-minute rounds. He beat me in the first round. We tied the second round. We tied the third round.
Wow.
And then he won.
Yeah, his level of understanding of like grip exchanges and using grips to advance technique more than strength is just like insane.
Okay, you know what I like about Gabriel?
What?
He's the most unassuming looking badass in the world. He
And
looks like
he's
a
not strong either.
he looks like a total dork.
Like people say when they roll with me, I don't feel strong. They just feel like I move out of the way of things, and I never understood that. And then I roll with Gabriel, and now I kind of understand what that means. But people also tell me I'm really strong now.
You're strong. I don't mean to call Gabriel a dork in a bad way. I'm just saying he doesn't look like
He doesn't look super imposing.
he doesn't look like a total savage.
Yeah, and neither do I. I mean, I think as I get bigger, as I gain 10 pounds every
You look
year,
more intimidating than he does. You look more like an athlete than he does. He does not look like an athlete.
I could agree with that, but he's amazing.
Yeah, and
And I
shout
love
out to him for winning his second
Yeah.
world title
And
middleweight.
like, trust me, he did it with pure technique. Like,
Yeah.
he's a technical grappler.
Yeah,
Um,
good on him.
What were you saying about your misinformation podcast where you spread lies about me?
No, I was just saying I simplified the problem when I was talking about why you were kicked out of Autos. Being late too much was simply a simplified version of the fact that you just don't like authority.
But
And
that
that's what it
makes
was.
seem like I'm like some sort of like rebel trying to fight against authority. That's not what was happening. I was respecting the authority. I was respecting the authority because I would not come late. If I was late, I would not come.
You definitely came late.
I came late 4 times, bro.
That's not true.
Yes, I was.
You
late
made
once.
that number up.
No,
That number
I
is
was counting,
bullshit.
man. I was counting.
Okay, in
But
what
new
time
people try
frame?
and say that.
4
Over
times
the
in what?
last 2 years.
No fucking
The
way.
last year and a half. Yeah. No, because the rule came into effect, man, and like I followed it. And I
But
knew.
look, here's
This is stupid because it's not the issue, and I don't want people to think
Okay,
that lateness
well, then
is the
that's-
actual issue.
then what's the
and
issue?
I shouldn't have to defend myself over being late because I know I'm not late that much, and I
But
hate
you-
that everyone is like. I hate that you and I hate that Andre said that was the issue when it's both.
did Andre say it was? It was.
Yes, they tried to say it was.
Then what's the issue?
The issue was a conflict of interests, a conflict of 2 people with a large reach to a community having differing beliefs and views about how they wanted to train.
But at the end of the day, it is his academy,
Of course,
and it is
that's
his
why I
team,
followed his rules,
right?
and the
So you can't
problem
be upset
was-
with
I'm not
him.
upset. I'm not at all.
I'm not saying you, but anyone in
No
general.
one should be upset.
Right.
No one should be upset at all. I totally think it's absolutely fine, and I understand their position, but it was not because I was late, and it was not because I was affecting the team
But
badly.
I can tell you that your tardiness definitely irked him a lot, which helped
just
build
like,
tension.
Just like many things about me irked him because I was not the only one who was tardy. There's a lot of people who have been late over the days.
Yes,
months,
but you've been with
but
the
it
team for
costs-
6 years.
Okay, that's
So you've had definitely more warnings than someone who's been around for 1 year.
okay. But the late, like, it's just such an like.
He held you to a higher standard, for sure.
Yeah.
He did, because
it came to a point where it was ridiculous.
he held you to a higher standard because you are a role model for people.
Okay, but there was also situations where that higher standard was turned into very negative situations where I'm like being publicly called out for things that anyone could do, and it was just not okay. And I was not okay with being treated like that. And so when I made it known that I was not okay with that, and I expressed discontent.
Did he ever publicly call you out?
Yes.
When?
In front of the class multiple times.
Did he ever say Keenan?
Yes, one time. Like, I don't really want to talk about this.
Okay.
But yes, that happened.
Okay. I did not witness that, so.
You were not there. But
Okay.
a lot of people were. And I just was not comfortable with how I was being treated differently than other people. And I don't think that's my problem with authority, is when people are being treated differently based on a bias or a stigma or a stereotype or association with that person, when
But
people change.
you are a role model, and role models do generally get held to a higher standard. And
Okay,
let me
also
piggyback on this.
A creative type.
Okay.
And
Yeah. You need your
I
freedom.
need my freedom, and
Okay.
I need to be, and that is how I benefit people.
So do you believe, I'm just going to go ahead and segue with this now, because you're held to a higher standard because of your position in the jiu-jitsu community and your accolades. And I can understand why. You're a role model for a lot of people, and so he tried to use you to set an example. Okay. Anyways, do you think it's okay that black belts in general are held to higher standards of behavior than other belt levels?
I don't think that happens. I think black belts generally are held to lower standards, because I witness it everywhere I go, that people who are black belts, but the person is cool with them because they do some sort of other thing, they are not held to the same standard. So that was an issue with me, is that other black belts were not being held to the same standard, and I was being held to the same standard because it was like a power struggle thing. And
Because
I was not participating in the power struggle.
You're a role model. Maybe he just wanted greatness for you, and he was holding you to a higher standard because he believed you could do something. You're exceptional.
Have you ever tried to hold a palm of sand?
A handful of sand.
And what happens when you squeeze it tightly?
Yes, it trickles out through your fingers.
Seeps
This
out.
is relationship
It's
advice.
blown away in the wind, and that is what I was. I was a.
He wasn't trying to
sand.
he wasn't trying to squeeze you in his hand like a sand.
He literally squeezed me in his
I
hand
had so many
multiple times
conversations with him, and he
during rolling.
he would never say anything bad. He just was
No,
like
I don't-
he was like, I think Keenan.
You were trying to say that there was some sort of like
he had good
personal
intentions.
thing, and I don't think there was. I think it was a cultural and a belief difference that was so drastic. And
I don't think it was
extreme that
personal.
Did not allow a personal belief. That's what I said.
Oh.
A personal belief and cultural thing that did not allow for us to become friendly over the years. And I think it was just like that was the issue. We're too drastically different on our personal beliefs.
You are very much different. I agree. You and him are literally polar opposites.
Yes, and that was part of the problem.
in terms of personality and everything.
And because we both were positions of authority in the jiu-jitsu community, like people will listen to what I have to say
Right.
if I give my opinion on something and count it as valid, because I've never, like, I have a track record of being truthful, I guess, or honest, or I don't know, having good opinions, I don't know. But I think that just was part of it, that I wasn't necessarily I was not the candidate to be a student of Andre's. Like, I was not a good candidate to be his student
From the beginning.
like from day one. It was just like not a good, like, I'm not.
And you guys made it work for 6 years.
We kept it going for 6 years, and it just was like I'm not sure. I think that was the main issue, is him trying to be the professor and me trying to be the student, when neither of us were really cut out for that role for each other. And I think that was the problem. I think we would have been much better if we were either both students of each other or both professors of each other. But I don't think.
But he gave you the black belt.
Yes.
So
Of course, I understand that, and he was my professor in whatever that means in jiu-jitsu. I don't
Right.
even know, like, no one says that in wrestling, or that's literally a martial arts term.
But
if
no,
you-
professor is a
I look
Portuguese
at-
term.
A what?
It's Portuguese for teacher.
Okay, so it's a Brazilian.
In English, we use coach.
right.
In Portuguese, they say teacher, but the word is professor.
Okay, but there's also a Brazilian cultural thing where, like, they also insist on being called professor.
Andre definitely insists.
No, a lot of people do. It's very common in a lot of jiu-jitsu gyms that they would rather only be called professor, and if you call him something different, they don't like that.
Yeah.
And I don't like that they don't like that, and so I would not do it as much.
Okay, but what about calling Lloyd Irvin
Master Lloyd?
Master Lloyd. Like, what's up with master? What's up with that term? I don't like that.
I think that is also that comes from like traditional martial arts, like master kin.
Right.
Like, it's just what they call
Right.
It's like professor.
Okay.
But master has a different connotation because it's like master also is like master and like.
Yeah, you're saying you're the bomb.com. Like, your jiu-jitsu
But I
is
mean,
amazing.
if you look at it from a martial arts discipline standpoint, it's different.
It's very common.
It's common for someone to be master.
But still weird.
Like,
oh, wow. Look at this match.
This is interesting.
Interesting that this would come up.
This one didn't go very well for you.
For you. Look at you scared.
Let's let the audience decide.
Look at all my fake
This
shots.
was the worst day of my life.
This was. You had the option of giving me the closeout because you owed me a closeout from 2014 American Nationals, and then
I didn't owe you a closeout.
Yes, you did.
That was another thing. Andre told you to close out against me.
And I had just moved to HQ. I had been there for like 2 months, so I was very susceptible.
I did say to you that we could fight.
You definitely did not say that.
I did.
You did not fucking say that. I do not have no recollection of that. If you said that, I would have fought your ass and beat you. And then everyone would know who the Hinger team was in 2014, as opposed to having to wait till 2016.
I wonder if people think you're better than me just because of this match.
Hey, put that back up there.
Never seen anyone do that to Keenan's guard.
Ew, thanks, Brian.
Very good hold and side control.
Hey, thanks, Scott.
Keenan was in a relaxed move. Yup. Boring. Yup. I can't even update.
Hey, put it back.
I'm putting it back.
Oh, here we go. Let's just go to the guard pass. Let's just skip all this bullshit.
Why would I do that?
Go straight to the guard pass. I think it's like 60% into the match.
So this is what's stupid about IBJJF no-gi is I can't go for leg locks.
Not that it would have worked anyways. You actually almost got my back for a second there.
I did?
I definitely ran away. Yep. Run away.
That's
Not
it.
Lots of running away.
I don't think I even got close.
Anyways. Oh, yeah. You put me in 50-50, and I was like, bro, are we really going to do this?
You just grabbed my poor, sensitive neck. Wait till I get my stem cells, bro. You're screwed.
Look at this. If this was fight to win rules, I definitely won.
You're like...
Do you like fight to win rules?
I don't know what they are. But you're like a lion handler that like was forced to train with this lion, and I'm the lion, and you know my weakness, and that's the only reason you
So do you think that's fucked up?
No, but I think you
look at your face.
I think you
You're like, no. Look at you're so upset right now.
Oh, I tried so hard to get out. You're just so good
body
at staying
lock.
on top of it.
Body lock.
God, I fought hard. Look, I was almost out, dude.
I know.
Your leg.
So close.
So many times.
Your arm got caught. Your arm got
Yeah,
caught.
so close.
If your arm didn't get caught right there, you definitely could have turned.
And that's the only place you got the 3 right there at the end.
Yeah.
So close to getting out. At least I got to beat you up in the gi like 5 times after this.
Yeah, but it's okay because I was already.
You almost tapped me in the gi too in this tournament.
Yes.
Where was the other one?
You know what it was too? This is the stupidest thing. When I swept you, I rolled you over to mount. I landed a mount and I postured up really high because I was like, "Fuck yeah, bitch." And then you threw your stupid ass legs around me and pulled me off. And right in that moment, I just said, "Fuck,"
It was this one.
because I knew it wasn't gonna come back from that.
You already beat me.
Yeah, fast forward through for
This is what, no, it happens right in the beginning.
I faked the shot. You sprawl. I grab your head. I've watched it like 20,000 times. Boom, head control. And you know what it was? It was someone in the crowd that was saying, "Jump, close guard," and I was like, "Okay, I'll try it."
So you did this stupid. This is the fight that happens in the gym.
Yeah.
And I was trying to do the fight in the gym.
You tried to
instead
avoid.
of just pulling.
You tried to avoid the takedown, but I knew that you
I
knew
was
about
just
my
so
takedown.
confident that I just could beat you regardless. That I was going to just go into your game and not just pull guard. But yeah, you get the head control, and this is where you're really good from. And you start doing your little sagging sit thing that's so dangerous. And then
Someone in the crowd right now is yelling, "Jump, close guard," and I was like, A lot of times I lose the head when I do that.
you jump close guard and then mount. Yeah.
And then like I was gonna go to monoplata, but I think your arm slipped out.
Yeah. I almost tapped.
Yeah, I was gonna try to get the arm right there. Yeah, you threw the legs, and I was so pissed off.
So that was.
Did you see my face right there? I said, "Fuck me."
You're like, "Fuck, it's over."
Look who the referee is.
You basically knew it was over. This
referee.
Yep.
Rico Bastos.
Then you just get wormed, bro.
Yeah.
God, that's embarrassing for you.
I know. That sucks.
How can you get wormed?
But I was burnt out. I had a battle with Jaime Canuto one match before this, and that guy gave me hell. Jaime Canuto is one of the toughest competitors I've ever faced. He's like super good competitor, and he definitely took it out of me.
Yeah, this was a good fight, but this is what I'm saying. It's just like...
So I see how you zip through the match where I won, and then you want to sit here and watch the match.
You showed your
won.
guard pass, buddy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was burnt out.
You know, you can make a lot of excuses.
No, it is what it is. I lost fair and square.
Sometimes I just like looking at your face. Just like as you just are just like, fuck this.
Hey,
Did you see the Danaher back attack system?
How long have we been broadcasting?
I don't know. You have to go?
No.
We've done this for easily over an hour.
Okay.
We could end anytime you want.
We have any more hot topics to discuss?
We don't even know if the audio is going to be good. Like
we covered all the hot topics.
I mean, there's always more to talk about, but that's why there's more podcasts.
Look, I even clapped for you when they raised your hand because I'm a good sport.
You knew what you signed up for. Fight me in the gi? Hell no, not a chance.
It's okay.
Yeah, no gi. I have a much less good chance. I know that.
0.
But it's just
0 is the number you're looking for.
And it's because I have a really injured neck. I can't fight no-gi like I used to back when I was a youthful.
What do you think? What do you think about cross training? Do you think people should cross train freely?
Yeah, I do. I think everyone should cross train.
You think like we should all be able to go to different academies whenever we want, and there should be no hard feelings, and like the word crayon is stupid.
Yes, I agree. I think that's like a top for another podcast though, because I think there's a lot to talk about when it comes to that.
Okay, so you admit that we're coming to the end of our episode.
Yeah, I think we should wrap things up and see if the audio turned out even useful.
We should do this the whole shout out to our sponsors thing now, because that's a nice thing to do.
Okay. Yeah, in the future. Well, we shouted out Jason Scully.
Yeah, shout out to Jason Scully.
Sponsor. I might have to cut that from the clip actually, because he's my competitor.
Anyways, I'm going to give a shout out to Habrock Sports, best geese ever, and CBD Distillery for all your CBD needs. Monkey Tape. Okay, I will say this about Monkey Tape. Truly, my finger injuries have gone way down ever since I used Monkey Tape. I haven't really injured a finger very, very badly in at least a couple years since I've been with Monkey Tape. So maybe it's a coincidence, maybe not. It's a fact, though. And Moskova for the most comfy underwears.
Their underwear is so not comfy.
They're very comfy. And Gnarly Nutrition.
I bet you're not even wearing Muskies right now.
I am.
Don't do that.
You want to look?
Show that live.
You want to look?
Disgusting.
I am. Anyways, those are my sponsors. Thank you, guys. I just want to say I love my sponsors, all of them.
Those sponsors. I already put my sponsor up here. You can see it's right in the video. See it at the top. The little watermark right here.
Your contract with them is up, huh?
Yeah, it's up in 2 days. But
So
I'm
just
hoping to re-sign with them.
Just for all you other geek companies out there, Keenan's a free agent in 2 days.
Yeah, I'm hoping to re-sign with Hyperfly. We can come to a good deal. I really like their keys and their brand, and I love the family that runs that company. But yeah, thanks for everyone for listening and watching. I guess this was our first attempt. We don't know how the audio is going to be, or if it's even going to be good or not. But we'll clean it up next time if it's not, and we'll do it again.
I just want to say thank you, Keenan, for being my first guest on my podcast.
Thank you, Josh, for using all of my equipment and all of my setup and all of my conversational skills. And I think we have established that this is our podcast now and not yours. You can do your own on your stupid little
Matburn with
Josh Hinger and mostly Keenan sometimes.
Mostly Keenan sometimes.
I would say that's the title of it.
60% of the time works.
Mostly Keenan.
Every time.
Matburn with Josh Hinger and mostly Keenan sometimes.
All right, guys.
I personally like podcasting, and I would like to have more physical guests, but not everyone is willing to talk.
It's way easier to be a physical guest than to do it on a phone or Skype. I hate podcasting by phone. I hate it.
Yeah, it's much more comfortable if you can just come chill.
100%.
I'm probably going to get another one of these mics because this one is a lot better than that one.
Yeah. So guys, if I sound stupid, it's because Keenan's shitty mic.
Yeah, it might be a little like fuzzy sounding, but hopefully it's not painful for people's ears. And hopefully this all recorded and it was a success. Yeah.
Advice.
Follow
Closing
Josh Hinger, at Hinger BJJ on Instagram.
Ooh, that's good advice.
At Keenan Cornelius on Instagram. And yeah, what you could also do is we could take we could record a short little clip to put at the beginning as well.
Yeah, we should do that.
So let's just do that right now. Let's put the actual sponsor of this video, Keenan Online. Do you see I changed my URL to Keenan.online.
Really?
Yeah.
Hello.
So
Welcome
I
to
haven't
Keenan Online.
made it permanent.
Why?
This is my
Why is that
personal
better?
project where I'm trying to
because it's Keenan
instill
Online.
every ounce of
So,
my
but
jiu-jitsu
you
knowledge
can have that as a URL
into a
too.
format that's